I'm done. I've been retired 9 years.
Your whoop says different.
You want to get one, you fat bastard, and start monitoring your own fitness, mate, because you're on the right path to sugar diabetes. Annie724, is Stephen dyeing his hair? The natural order of things is the way, but look, I've said as well about yourself, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because, you know, you're a bit of a fucking egomaniac anyway, but fighting wise, I used to love sparring with you because it's hard to keep a track here, it's hard, your varieties, quality as a fighter. This episode is brought to you by That Prize Guy. Visit www.thatprizeguy.co.uk for more information and prizes. I'm gonna lie, when that big stacks pulled out the other day, I messaged straight away saying 100 grand, I'll step in tomorrow.
And I'll have one the same
Tell you
night.
now, if I ever have one, it's not going past the first round either way. I think
No
the longest... No.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Smith Brothers Not a Podcast. Today we're going to answer a few of the questions you give us and see how it goes.
That was smooth.
First one, bit for everyone. Ross Hannum. I was wondering what your opinions were on the UFC 250 main event. As Ilya's brother pulled him out of the fight, now he's being accused of quitting, which I think is a disgrace. If that was my brother taking the damage, I would do the same. Maybe you have some similar experience you can share. You've done the corners a few times.
I watched it, right, yeah, and I think there's two ways you can answer the question. I think one, personally, I think Ilya tried to quit the round before. One of them, I don't know which one said it, his brother said, or one of the cornermen said, no, we're going to finish the fight. Then obviously the doctor come in, kind of called it, got bullied out of calling it by one of the commission. Then a round later, yeah, whether it was brother who called it or one of the cornermen called it, but
his face was fucked.
His face was a mess. He didn't give, like, I don't know, can you say quit? He didn't give great body language. Like, he didn't argue the toss. He didn't, like, you know, no, you're not pulling me out or this or that. So I don't know, but he took a beating. His face was in a bad way. Like,
what Ross is saying here though is a good line really. If that's my brother taking that damage, I'd do the same. It's different when it's family, friends, close people.
I also seen another one saying you shouldn't have family members in the corner for that reason. Which again, this can be like, again, a double-ended sword. Yeah, you know what I mean?
I get it. I do get it.
I didn't watch the fight. Don't really watch the UFC, but going off what you're saying, I think you shouldn't have any difference. I get natural instinctive feelings are going to come into play, but I think you should treat everyone you're in the corner the same. They're all just, you know, they're all in the fight. You've got to look after everyone. I get your natural instincts are going to be thinking, oh, it's my brother, but you should think the same about anyone in the fight. I think you've got to give them all the same chance.
Absolutely.
But again, I'm not commenting on this fight. I haven't even seen it. I've seen a highlight of the right hand here to me, but that's literally it.
Next question.
Next one. That's for you. Can you ask Stephen how hard he found a Pedraza fight given how tall he was and if he knew he would fight orthodox because he fought tank, southpaw?
Who was that by?
That's off James.
No, I've always said, to be honest with you, throughout my career, I felt like Jose Pedraza was the first person I've ever been in a ring with when I looked at him and thought, you're better than I thought on the videos. He was really intelligent. He was better than I give him credit for when I was in there with him. But no, as you know, I had a lot of southpaw sparring coming in because I was preparing for both stances, and I enjoy fighting southpaws, and he fought 12 rounds all orthodox, so it was a bit annoying for me, to be honest with you. Was it hard? I can't say it was hard because bread and butter for all of us is orthodox, so I can't sit here and use it as an excuse. I would have liked to have gone southpaw to basically put a bit into play what I practiced, but again, no excuses. He must have felt comfortable orthodox, or maybe in his game plan he thought about staying orthodox. I don't know, but for some reason he didn't switch. One of them things.
Good fighter.
Yeah, really good.
Especially against G-Box well.
Yeah.
Next question from Clive Ray. How far do you think Jade Jones can go? I thought she's looked really good with loads of potential.
It's a mad one, but obviously we see it in the gym all the time. She come in last year orthodox, just swinging and fighting and was game as anything, but didn't look to have much ability, and then had a conversation talking about her feet.
This is hysterical, by the way.
Yeah, had a conversation with her talking about her feet, and was like, I think with 2-minute rounds, the intensity, you've got to have good feet in women's boxing. Well, you know, the majority. And
Peter Bosch.
she said, I know it's because I stood that way for so long and stood southpaw, and I was just like, wow, like, you're a southpaw? And she went, no, I'm right-handed. I said, I couldn't fucking give a fuck. Like, we'll teach you to punch. And from the day we put a southpaw, weirdly enough, again, credit to the girl, she was like, the next day we had a spar booked in, and I was like, look, forget the spar, we'll do orthodox. And then she went, no, I'll go for it. Got in sparring first day, southpaw, and had to go and was like getting the push away and backhand, which she throws really well now. So since then, I've seen the potential, and I think her feet are amazing. No one's even seen it yet, because since the 2 fights she's had, she's just battered them with the left hand. Again, which is a mad thing that she's right-handed, but in terms of the question, in terms of potential, I think she's got a hell of a lot of potential. It's just she's a late starter, but I think that sometimes takes pressure away, if that's right in saying, in terms of like, there's probably no expectancy in the boxing world. I know she's a double Olympic gold medalist and she's got a bit of a profile coming into the sport.
Totally different sports, don't
I think when you look at her, you're not expecting, oh, she'll go and be Katie Taylor, blah, blah, you know what I mean? I think she's getting that kind of pressure on her because she's a novice in boxing.
That was pissing me off. After the first fight, I've been saying it's not fair, you're putting a 2-time Olympic gold medalist.
No.
She's learned boxing from scratch. She come in and she couldn't box. She's had to learn it the hard way, and she's been around good fighters in a gym with good people around her teaching her and learning, and she's been given 100% to become a good boxer.
Where she's a proper athlete, I think Misfits is only going to last so long with her.
Yeah.
And I think, but I also think Misfits is going to be great experience to stand her going into the pros. Going into fight like, you know, real boxers, as they'll say. Yeah,
well, that's what sort of the plan was, to get it into Misfits, to get a bit of a couple of boxing fights, because, you know, turning pro and going in with girls who fought the whole life when she's never had a boxing fight was looking at it that way. And then I thought the profile Misfits, the way they do it, it is unbelievable. We were all there the last show. They sell it so well and it's good. But I was trying to explain to Jade, she goes into a first fight with a girl, head to head with her, saying she's going to knock her out, and it was a proper, like, you know, it was unknown. 2 of them were having the first boxing fight. I know she got a bit of stick after it because she flattened it, but, you know, we never went into that fight. No, we were winning it. I was watching the girl get her hands wrapped. She was telling us, like, she trains with Lizzie Baumgardner and all that and whatever. So I was thinking, I don't know how good this girl could be. No one had seen anything. But I was trying to explain to Jay, when you're starting the pros, your first few fighting the pros, as we all know, is fighting journeymen or journeywomen. So you're massively expected to win. Where she was going into a fight, really unknown about what had happened. So I think the whole experience given in good stead, and back to the question of potential-wise, I think she's got a lot of potential. She can go a long way, and she can punch like anything. She can really punch, she's heavy-handed, which again is a mad thing. She's kicked her whole life, she's never really punched. It's mad. I just think it's because of her technique. Her technique's so unorthodox. She's really hard to read. Every girl that comes to the gym and spars her, they all say, A, she's hard to read, but they all get out and go, B, like, wow, she can't half punch.
Baffles me, like, just at the end, you know, like, she kicks her. See when she's kicking in the ring, wow, you kick me round the head, I even like a kick around the head. She's just doing her, thinking, oh my God, how she gets her kicks and that.
Yeah, I know it's not very impressive kicking off my head, but you've seen the way she kicked the bottle off my head.
In the gym. Yeah, thinking like, wow, fair.
The speedball.
So you're going to misjudge one, hit me round the face.
See the speedball? The speedball in the gym. She just round out, started, kicked it off. Flew off the end.
Some going there. Next one from QBR. Did Paul win something in Uzbekistan?
I seen that comment on YouTube. I was laughing at that, to be honest with you. Yeah.
He watched the last episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, definitely the last episode. That.
Yeah. Didn't you hear about that? No, we went to Uzbekistan. It was a decent little team as well. There was a couple of good kids on it. Craig Lyon, Joe Vaughan and all and the lads. When we were younger, Gary Davis. We went to Uzbekistan and we basically entered their championships, the under-19s. And I was 18. Fought 3 times in 3 days, three tough fights as well. Ring canvas was about that thick.
Like sponge, wasn't it? Like the mats.
Thick, but it was like the plastic material off the mats. But what I loved about it, we had Albo and Nick McAllister with us. Albo's in our corner. It was a North West Counties team. Stephen Birch.
Martin Murray went, didn't he?
Martin Murray went. I've got a funny story from it, but it wasn't funny at the time. It was fucking brutal at the time. They proper shafted Lee Jennings, Tower Hill. And they matched him with this kid in a one-off fight because he went in the tournament. And the kid that weighed in was probably your size, and the kid that got in the ring was your size.
Yeah.
And Gordon Thompson's, after the fight, he stopped Lee Jennings, I think in the first and second round. After the fight, Gordon Thompson's going, look at the fucking neck on him. He's grabbing him by the neck. The kid was massive. And then Stephen Birch boxed the kid the day after in a one-off bout with Stephen Birch, which was a big middleweight.
I was going to say that. I think Lee Jennings was 60k. I think Steve Birch was 75k. So that tells you that.
Yeah, they've done him over, to be fair. But I had 3 in 3 days. Tough, like, but Bosch, great
You win a carpet.
So yeah,
won a rug, didn't you? Yeah,
I won gold. I'm standing there looking forward to my gold medal. Gary Davis lost in the final. He's standing there on the podium, like his arm injured and crying and that. I think Craig Lyon got a gold as well. And I get up on the podium, looking forward to getting a nice gold medal, and they give me a fucking carpet, a rug, literally, like, just come up and just put it in my arms like that. And I brought it home. I'm sure it might be still in my man's loft. I'm pretty certain of it. But yeah, come home from there. It was a great place, boss experience. Something else going there.
Mike Dunwell has asked, I had you winning the first Abraham by a wide margin. What did he change in the second fight to make it a harder fight for you? Second time round.
I think I lost that element of surprise. For the first one, I knew he weren't going to be taking me serious. I was in the first press conference saying, oh yeah, I got my picture took with Arthur, and in the meantime, I was ready. In the second one, he was just better, and I was probably just deflated from the first one winning it. But I knew he'd be better. I thought I'd be better, but he had it on the night, on the second one. The first one, I just felt like I'd done everything right, and I felt like I'd done enough to get it. But it wasn't to be.
Okay. Paul and Stephen, how much would it take to bring you back to the fight, to fight one of these clowns or Misfits? And is there anyone you'd like to fight, given the chance?
I'm not going to lie, when that big Stacks pulled out the other day, I messaged straight away saying, $100 I'll step in tomorrow. I'll fight Big Arms tomorrow, not a problem.
Big Arms and punch your head, isn't it?
Off. No, listen, money talks. I'm done. I've been retired 9 years.
Your whoop says different.
You want to get one, you fat bastard, and start monitoring your own fitness, mate, because you're on the right path to sugar diabetes. So, no, it helps me with the kip, it helps me monitor my sleep. I'm terrified of getting sleep apnea, reading the mask. No, listen, never say never. I'm done. I'm not going to fight again. I'm too old. I'm 43 years of age and I've been retired, but if you offer me 200 grand to fight someone now, then it's going to be very hard to say no to it. It's money at the end of the day, and it's something that I can still do, even though I haven't done it for a long time. And you know yourself, watching people on the couch, even you must be getting it surely. You think, fucking, I'll beat him now. But I retired for the reason I was too old. So, yeah, listen, it depends on the offer.
Me, I'd do it for the quarter. That. I'd miss it like mad. I'd love one more, yeah. Yeah, I'd love one. I'd do it for the quarter of what he'd do it for, yeah. You see me, I'm shadow boxing every day, and I probably miss it like mad, but I'm not stupid. I know it being around boxing all the time. I know I'm not. I haven't got it no more. I know I wouldn't have it no more if I did. I haven't sparred in years, but if someone offered me a lump of money, I'd jump at one, yeah, definitely.
That's the hard thing, and you can understand it when you see people coming back and you're like, why is he coming back? It must be ego. If you need the money, I can understand it. If you know, we all need to make money, we all need to live.
That's what I mean. I'm not going to be one of them.
But when it's ego, it does me head in.
I'm not going to be one of them going, I want to fight and all that. But if someone made me an offer, as he just said, then look, someone give you an offer, you can fight on Misfits, have one fight. Oh yeah, no problem. It'd be a straight yes from me.
I mean, you do a tag team on Misfits?
Yeah, definitely.
Did you do tag teams, Zope?
Yeah.
Steve Bamber, Liverpool's pretty regularly discussed or termed as a fighting city, and that's showing a consistent turnout of lads and girls reaching high levels in combat sports. Do the lads think there is actually any specific technical teachings or footwork drills, etc., that you would specify are done differently in gyms around Liverpool?
No. I don't think Liverpool's one of them cities where it's got a certain style, like you see a fighter how he's from. No, that he say like the Philly shell and all that. Like, I don't think Liverpool's got its own style. If you look at the champions that come out of the city, they're all very different. Yeah. There's two brothers, you've both won world titles, and you've both
the competition to get out to Liverpool.
I think it's more exactly that. I think when they say success breeds success, I think it's down to the fact that you're in the gym sparring, you're sparring him, and you're winning world titles. He's going to think he can do it, and he can come on and do it. And I think it's more, it's always been a fighting city. So we know through going through school how many lads done boxing at one point in their life. Like, now it's girls as well, but a lot more people try boxing in Liverpool, so you've got the chances of more success, I think, than maybe other cities where it's not really a regular sport.
You think you're asking the questions, what do you think yourself?
I think even as amateurs, like, to get out the Liverpool area, you can fight. Like, you have some of your finals basically in to get out of the city, and you know you very rarely get a bye through Liverpool City and Northwest as well. But you normally fight the top kid in Northwest, so I think that's not so much the spar. I think like success breeds success, and competition is healthy.
Dad used to say that about John Ireland and Keith Wallace. They'd meet every year in the Merseyside final. Whoever won the title basically. But think about like even the Northwest finals, Ricky Hatton, Carl Wall, like good Northwest finals all along the way. Good kids from Manchester, but London's similar. But with Liverpool, the thing with Liverpool will always sort of it's funny in a way, and it's also sometimes like we've won 4 British titles, and it was like well done. Like any other city that's spoken about a lot first, but secondly it's like. You win a British title in the city, it's like, there's been probably 40 others that have done it. You win a world title now because, like, we always had Conte and Hodgkinson, and then he won the first one after that. But that drought, that gap, it was a big drought and a big long period without world titles. But then you've won one, and then since then everyone else has won them. It's like, he's a world champion box, as if it's not. And some cities don't get British titles, never mind world champions, but. It's one of them sporting success cities where, you know, look at the footballers we've had, look at the musicians we've had, look at the boxers we've had. It's a great place to be.
And with that, in the amateurs with like the Commonwealth Games, another good example of it. And Cox, you come home being a twin, it was a big thing. I come home with Price and my boat won a gold. So 2 lads from the city, do you know what I mean? It's not like you stand out as another one all the time. Like, same with us with the British titles, you know, world titles. There's always like another one. So it's just, it's more. Like when sports have like countries have a national sport and it's very popular and they're good at it. It's like Liverpool's like sport is boxing as well as football, isn't it? You'd either play footy or you box. It's one of them.
Bit personal, like, but what fight was your biggest payday for each of you? I'm not asking amounts, more just what fight did you earn the most from?
Mine was the Ward fight. About 20 million. Rupees.
Rupees. Mine was Canelo. What's yours?
I don't actually know.
You're the accountant out of the family as well.
I know.
Scary, you don't know.
I got similar for me world title fight, and then the Vargas one. I think it was the Vargas one, or it was Souza.
I think mine was similar. My
Similar ones. Similar, yeah. I think Souza, the Monte Carlo one, maybe. Yeah. Or Vargas, maybe, I can't remember.
What about yourself, mate? What you get? What do you want to hear, mate? Leave it in the comments below.
This is from The Roof. A couple of questions. What fight, old fight, it's for you, this I think, did you find yourself going back to watch on YouTube over and over again? And why? For me, it's Aguilera's battle from 1985, Stone Cold classic. And what that top Swifty's wearing with all the fours on. So you might as well give the sponsor a plug.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's a 4, it's a white,
It's not a 4, it's a white.
It's mad, but like I've got asked so many times, is that your brand? Because we've had it for years, like me and Callum have worn it for years. I always get asked, is that your brand? Is it a 4? Everyone's always thought it's a 4, but obviously, you know, it's a Y for Ulir.
It's a company called Ulir, and it's a shameful plug now. It was coincidence to have it, but the ulirworld.com, and it's a good brand, it's a good quality brand as well. But it's actually a Y and not a 4.
YouTube anyway, back to fights.
Yeah. Yours an Annie Smith one, eh?
Is your own fight?
Man, my own. Annie Smith, yeah. No. No, do you bank one? I only watched it in walk.
I watched that the other day.
I always like to watch, again, me in Edmonton, I always like to watch that only because, like I say, I was desperate to be with Matchroom, man. Like for years, used to be with Matchroom for years, and then obviously, when I went to Matchroom, that was my first fight in Liverpool. Yeah. So I always kind of like enjoyed that one.
I honestly don't watch any of my fights no more. Like, I've watched a couple of the amateur ones, Eric Guy, God bless him, sent me, and they're on YouTube, some of the amateur fights, but fights I like to watch, fights I'll go back to watch, there's a couple on YouTube, but it's always going to be Aguilera's or Leonard and Haynes, the first one. They're my favourites, but I remember when we were kids, we'd have the Fabulous Four on all the time, Leonard, Hagler, and Haynes. It was a boss video. Then when time went on a bit, we got the DVD with me, but I used to always watch Mike Tyson's Greatest Hits non-stop, and I knew it word for word. The music off it was great, the American commentator on it was great, all documenting Tyson's rise.
That's what I watch more now, because now obviously the way YouTube is now, the highlights of people. So I mean, I did used to watch Cotto Margarito, that was one I used to always put on, but yeah, again, just more like people now with highlights, because the way YouTube is now, you've got a 6-7 minute video of highlights of separate fights, so it's more that I watch.
I spend that much time now, like studying opponents for the fighters, and that I don't really watch them. If I watch a fight myself, it's probably Rocky Club along 2.
What about yourself?
Probably Boaty, I think. No, again, like, if I watch fights back, I would always like to say Leonard Agler, them type of fights, but as Liam said, YouTube now, it gives you highlights, the best bits, so like, if you do that, but...
I'm not gonna lie, the most stuff I watch on YouTube is pigeon lofts and...
Yeah, so I very rarely go and watch fights.
Now I've thought of it now, if I was going to go home now and put a fight on, first one that comes to my mind, Pereira Morales.
Yeah.
1. I'd probably watch that.
Do you think they both robbed each other, the first 2?
Yeah, I thought the wrong result, both fights. Mad.
So this one's from, I don't know why his name's Mark, but Liam, me and you boxed in the quarterfinals of Junior ABAs. I'm John Jones. Do you have it on video? How's a belter fight? His name's Mark on it, yeah, but his name's John Jones, yeah.
Yeah,
John
Jones, remember, yeah, quarterfinals, the ABAs, the Junior ABAs were absolute wars, a boss fight, yeah, he was national champion. I remember getting told there was, obviously, the Stevens was a good club, who produced good amateurs, especially in like the juniors and all that. I remember when the schoolboys, a kid, Luke Gray, from Stevenage, he won the schoolboys.
You ended up beating him as well, didn't you?
Martin Steph, am I wrong?
No, we noticed.
Luke Gray ended up beating him in the NABC final, but my first schoolboys, I got beaten in the national semis off Del Rogers, and he beat Del Rogers in the national final, and then I went on to fight him in like the juniors. But like I say, Stevenage produced good clubs. His twin brother, Paddy Jones, was on England team and was like a slick southpaw swing, yeah. But I had absolute war with him. A boss fight in Everton Park. No, I don't have it on video. Yeah. That's to answer your question, sorry.
If you did, you'd have watched it about 100 times.
I would fucking love to watch it again, it was a belter.
This is from Martin. I'd like to know from all of you if you think Tommy Fury will fight Darren Till eventually. Not a chance.
No, he can't now. After everything he's said, he'll never get in the ring with my son and all that. Like, he can't just then go ahead, we're doing it. I wouldn't imagine, but you never know when he talks, isn't it?
No, I think never. It's weird now, and I think they're getting to the point where they're embarrassing themselves a little bit, and it's looking even better on Darren. Like, Darren's name's going through the roof, his publicity's going through the roof, in a good way. Not like, you know, you're taking a publicity where you're under there for something you've done bad or negative. You know, he's coming out smelling the roses and everything, he's turning up, he's getting through out of events. Like, I think, why are you throwing him out?
That at the weigh-in on the last show, the Misfits show, and Darren getting asked to leave got more views than any of the fighters were.
Exactly, you know, and again, Darren's coming out smelling the roses with it. Tommy getting asked there at the end, it's like he's scared of his name mentioned. I can't get my head around it, but to answer that question, no, I think that I do think they're scared of him now to fight him. I do, honestly, I do.
Yeah, same.
I can't see it. I think that they've talked themselves out of it a lot now, and as you just said, it's past the point of no return now. I think the time for it to happen was then, but he keeps saying Darren couldn't stay professional, but yeah, he's trying to do his best to sell a fight.
But your dad's walking around punching picture frames and fucking but that fight's even bigger right now after that event, the weekend. And Darren's name's gone through the roof because of the weekend, because of his bare-knuckle win as well. Tommy's won and beat Eddie Orr. The fight's even bigger now. And again, I think they still won't. But again, it's just, how can you say Darren can't be professional, but your dad's walking around the venue with no top on saying, "You want to fight now, we want to fight now." Yeah. Punching picture frames.
When he punched the glass was the best.
Yeah, don't like, it's fucking, I haven't got bad hands, it's just, it's crazy, but I just think, like, imagine, like, why aren't Tommy and Tyson saying, fucking turn it in, because imagine it was our dad.
My dad had that in his locker back in the day, though. When he messing, when he kidding, dad.
But with all the money that comes off fighters' purse to the British Boxing Board of Control and the larger promoters and managers and the introduction of Turkey, do you think more can be done for fighters that need support and maybe even educated to help those that need to work or have medical needs once they retire?
By Raoul van den Bosch, he's a good fella.
Yeah. Paul's ears pricked right up then.
He's a good fella, and it's a good question. No, but you know what pisses me off about this, and we're all license holders on the table, you might not be, you might not be new to it yet, but the boxing board constantly say, we run on licence fees. They're not. They take 4% of every fighter's purse. You've paid it, you've paid it, you've paid it, and whether you have or haven't, it's been paid on your behalf. So 4% of every single fighter's purse goes to the Boxing Board of Control. And anywhere else in the world that doesn't happen, and it's a conflict, because if one fighter shouldn't really be in the ring, but you know that you're going to miss out on 4% of whatever all them purses are, or let's say the whole show, then realistically you're probably going to want them to be able to fight if they shouldn't. So for me it's a conflict, but yeah, something else should be in place to help fighters when they retire, for sure. There should be medical insurance, in my opinion. They're making enough money to put these things in place, and I think it comes down to that whole reason that they just don't want to pay for it, or it's never been done before. It probably would cost a lot of money now, but if this was in place in the first place, I wouldn't be good at paying 5% of any purse to make sure that to go towards a fund which provides fighters with healthcare. Imagine now, when you get to you're retired now, issues with your shoulder, my shoulder's fucked. But imagine having a system in place where you're getting like the footballers with the.
I think it stinks, and I've had the conversation with Robert Smith over it. I think more should be maybe more transparent for people to see where everything's going.
Yeah.
What you're saying there regards like the aftercare of boxing and whatnot. We know that many people in professional football. I've got mates who are still getting like treatments done off the FA. Like people the FA still pay for it. You know, the same with box. You know, they can't have a pension. Their money goes the same way we pay the board. Where is it going now? I think now, again, like I said before, I think it stinks now with what's going on with everyone's getting pulled on brain scans. Yeah. You've got to pay the brain scans, you know, £500 as it is. Then you've got to pay £800 for a neuropsychologist test. Yeah. You can only use a neuropsychologist that they advise you.
You can only use a scanner that they advise you in the first place.
Yeah, with the brain scans now.
I've asked them time and again on the phone. Are you getting a kickback out of this?
Well, that's what I said. When I had the conversation with Robert Smith, I said, you know, I'll just say it as it is. I think there's a kickback with all of it, because why do I only have to use the brain scans that you send us to? Then also, you pull that brain scan, so I need a neuropsychologist test. Yeah. That's £800. I can only use one of the ones that the British board, you know, approve of. And then, you know, where is... You might got fined at £100 grand. You know, I got fined 20 grand myself. Where does this go? Where does it?
I know. Apex boxers or injured boxers.
Where?
I know.
It doesn't help me. I just had.
What annoys me with them?
Ankle doesn't help me.
I know. What annoys me with them scans? What they're saying though is, I asked Robert Smith this and asked the board this, and the excuse was, they have to specifically know what they're looking for. It's not true. Any scan will reveal what they reveal. It's the person that looks at the scan that has to look for the things you look for.
I've just seen the same with Frankie Stinger's ball. The brain scan said there is no change from last year.
Yeah.
But they needed a neuropsychologist test this year.
Yeah.
There was no change in the brain scan from last year. It openly said on it, no change from your previous brain scan. Yeah. But the board said they want them to see a neuropsychologist test. This doesn't make sense.
I think it gets worse in terms of, you know, you're saying the neuropsychology test. I know a fighter who basically booked a neuropsychologist test and the appointment went until after his fight, so they let him fight and then he done the test after the fight. So what's that proving? If anything would have happened in the fight?
Yeah. No, but
but how important is it if you can fight before?
Exactly, so it's not that important because they won't themselves up fight for crazy like.
They'll let someone else, they won't let someone else say no, you needed them before the fight. Well, why? Because every brain's different, that's what you get told of them. It's mad. It's not clear, none of it, and it
can't be helped.
It's not the same for everyone, and there has to be a strict set of rules for everyone.
I don't get it myself.
Good question, though.
Steve O'Neill, did you see throughout your careers were you ever in bits with nerves before a fight, and did your brothers help you get through?
We used to have to control you in at one point, didn't we?
Push you in with a mop pole. Go on, lad. You'll be alright when you're in there.
No, I think, again, like, it's not something we come across, you wouldn't think we come across as much now because of, we're all, you know, we're professionals and we work with professionals, but we all know you get nerves throughout your career. You get nerves starting off, obviously probably more so, but when you make your pro debut, you say you're massively favoured to win, but you still get nervous when you're having your first title fight. You might be a big favourite.
My nerves never really changed from the start. I still get nerves now. It's more just fear of losing. If anything, the fear of losing and the chance of losing is greater the higher up you go in your career. So it's just you learn how to deal with them more and know that they are normal. And it's like having a conversation with a 10-year-old kid, but like you still get nerves.
Yeah, I think the four of us have been good with that situation, considering the people who we've seen over the years, who we still see now, where you think, wow, nervous. Like, we're kind of experienced not to go and speak to people, even just now, people were around. Yeah. I think when you look at the four of our careers, even just think back, I think, you know what, we were never ever like, I say we were blessed with good life.
It's hard to say without sounding like you're being
yeah, do you know what I mean? I thought we always handled in change. When I say handled the nerves, I mean like, you know, sitting in a change room, you fight there, you know.
No.
Pains.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're all right until it's time to like switch on.
When you try and explain it to a young kid and you say, you're nervous, and they go, no, and I go, well, you should be, or they'll say, yeah, I'm nervous, I go, good, you should be nervous before every fight, but it's how you deal with them nerves what makes you a better fighter. But it was never a case of like, oh, the nerves are too much where I couldn't fight. The nerves are there anyway, but it's how you deal with them. I went to see a sports psychologist when I was fighting Emma, and it's not a sign of weakness. I went to see her because every fight I was having, I was getting fucking cut. I was like, mentally, I'm expecting the cut. I'm expecting it to happen, and it's going to happen. And she gave me a few boss analogies, but she helped me a lot with.
She say it'll happen when you block with your face.
Yeah, it's pretty much what she's saying. Just move your fucking head, but it helped me. She gave me a boss analogy and a boss saying, and I half like laughed when she said the first. I thought, you're taking the piss. She went, have you seen the film Braveheart?
Told me this is one of the best things
I love that. My favourite film. Yeah. There's a scene in Braveheart where the English cavalry are marching towards the Scots, and Wallace is telling them to hold, and he's got these big massive spears, twice as long as a man. Yeah. And the spears are on the floor, and they're waiting to hold, and the very last second, lift the spears up, and the horses run into them. See, that's how you've got to deal with, basically, you're fighting your ring walk. You know the fight's going to happen. You get told you're having a fight. You get told you're having a statement after school. You shit yourself all day.
Same time, the English are running, wasting loads of energy.
They're running, wasting loads of energy. Let them do it, but you've got to just sit and hold. And then when you're ready to go, then you lift the spears up. So when would be your time that you're going to lift the spears up? When do you want to switch on to get in fight mode? And I used to just say, well, usually when I'm packing my bag to go to the arena, that's when I want to start like switching on to it. Not like getting ready for, but just start like getting in fight. Before that, sleep. I want to be able to have a sleep. And you've got to have that sleep and switch off. So you've got to be strong in the mind, and training the mind like that isn't really a sign of weakness. You're just trying to train your mind to do it, but you learn how to deal with things. And that was a boss analogy that helped me loads.
Yeah, it's easy said than done, like choosing when to get nervous and stuff, obviously. But the point I was trying to make initially is people watching might think that like, oh, pros aren't nervous, but when you start, you must have shit yourself. But it's not the case as you go through, as you just said. You'd always have nerves. It's just probably maybe there's slightly more. You have to say, if you're fighting Canelo, it's probably a little bit more nervous than when you're fighting a journeyman in the pool. Do you know what I mean? I imagine it differs, but you still get them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's the question.
Yeah. Question for Mr. Liam. Will you do BKFC in the future, or there's not enough money in
it? Like what we said before, money talks, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I probably would do it. Well, I definitely would do it. I'd definitely do it. I'm definitely gonna do it.
You have said for years. I know it's a big thing now. Everyone's always been up. You've said for years.
I've said for years I'd love to have one, especially like, you know, and especially the way it is now. But I've always
big now. But like
years ago, I said that so I'm not just jumping on the bandwagon. But I also do think I owe it to myself to box again, especially now, you know, with no injuries. So I think the way the BKFC is going and the BKB is going, I think it's always there, and I think it's probably still there when I'm done from boxing. So is this something I'll have a go in the future? Yeah, I think it definitely is.
It's a no from me.
Money talks.
You want to go over it, don't you?
I definitely want to go. I definitely want one.
Just come down to Hale Street with me and look for some of these crackheads by the shop. I'll get you a few of them if you want.
No, I just think when we've spoke to them and they're like, yeah, you know, a two fight, whatever, I'm just like, no, I just want one. Don't get me anyone, I'll put riding with whoever, I'd just have one. Just that buzz again, just to be like, wow, there's the one shot.
I'm sitting on the fence.
Yeah.
Depends what the offer was.
If he has one, I'll have one the same
night. I'll tell you
now,
if I ever have one, it's not going past the first round either way. I think the longer you stay in, the longer you stay in them fights, even the jabs are ripping your face open. It's already, I'm already full of scars and stitches. And any jab's gonna rip your face open, your teeth are gonna go ever. So it's just head down, ass out.
I imagine just slipping a jab and belting mode. So, I just think that's the buzz. I think Still won.
Got hands like Ray Vitas though.
Yeah, but when your hand wrapped up properly though today, it's just
Right, Vitas.
I did a day, I bag and shit, my wrist was there, you got ooh. Start punching again.
Last one, best till last.
That's the one.
Last question.
KWMY6.
KW, yeah. Who's the best?
Who's the best brother? Would be good to discuss out of the four brothers. Listen, I've
fight
always
or
said,
I think we're all going to say the same thing. I think it's what we've all said. We always kind of said. I don't know whether I think at the start we always said Callum, but I think people are trying to
Pity.
and
The youngest, he was the baby.
make everyone pay attention to you. But then I think maybe after your first two and you you look like you had pillow fists. Then when you started going on your little run and knockouts, I think people started taking note. But I think now, I think we'll all still say you got. Well, not you did get a bit, but it's kind of plain to see now you took a bit of everyone. And
I love that running knockouts though, he had six first round knockouts on the bout, and I think I bet on 4 of them. The other 2 you couldn't bet on them.
And the mad thing is, the 6th one was a first round knockout, winning the English title the same night. Liam won the British when the three was at it. So it was like a crowning moment. He become the third brother with the British
Same
title
time as well,
at the same time. So we had the 3 of us at the belt. And you won the English, the 6th first round knockout.
That is a good picture.
So that's the picture, those 2 with the British in with the English, and he's just done a 6-1 round knockout.
Got only one in the basement, to be honest with you.
It's like all records on the same night. We were standing in the ring laughing, maybe.
so to answer the question, I say Callum, you say Callum, you say.
I've said all along the youngest should be the best. He should have watched everything that's been done, and in theory that's how it should happen. If the natural order of things is the way. But look, I've said as well about yourself, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass because you're a bit of a fucking egomaniac anyway. but fighting wise, I used to love sparring with you because it's hard to keep a track here. It's hard, your varieties, quality. As a fighter, then you definitely right up there. And when I done an interview with Cougar and I done all that, who's the vainest Liam, who's this, that, and loads of people saying the answer was right, but when I said who's the best fighter, I was like, and no disrespect to you, it was out of you two I was saying it, because I think it's close, but I'd probably lean with him and his achievements.
It's a different question, because like you say, if you say who's the most talented, then I think it'll be all for you. Yeah. So like it's different. Like
I think it's different. But back to it, you know what you said starting off. I remember even when you'd probably just gone pro, still amateur, and it was sort of like a lot of expectancy stuff. I got asked the question. I used to say Callum because he was the youngest. Like, he's the baby. Like it was half like a thing. Oh yeah, well, potential wise, now he's got 3 brothers and everything. And then I just say before I just think. Technically, I get what you're saying in terms of the argument. Your variety and the way you open people up is unreal. But then, with your technique and then your punch power, where you can catch and throw and put people to I think it's just different styles of fighting. But if you look at it as the youngest in terms of taking pits of everyone, then it's probably should go that way.
I'm on the fair, like, as cheesy as it sounds, I've always been a younger brother who's looked up to the 3 years, still do. Always tried to take bits from all of you, so it's hard to sit and it's even hard to sit and say like, oh, I accept that, I am the best. Like, I've never said that. Do you know what I mean? I've always looked up to the 4 years and still the first people to ask for advice and the first advice I take. So it's hard to
just say me
pick
if you
one
want
out of
to.
2 years.
Just answer the question, will you? Everyone's waiting.
Shit yourself.
Punch power boxing, technique.